Where am I? My name is Captain Tom Rogan, Royal Air Force, out of RAF Digby. What year is this?
Captain Tom Rogan, Royal Air Force, temporary reassignment to 85 to 87. Unit Leader, People's Liberation Force 22 to 23, under Commander Diaz.
Good morning, Mr. Rogan.
Captain.
I'm sorry?
Captain Tom Rogan, Royal Air Force. Temporary reassignment to Psi Ops 85 to 87. Project designated classified.
Has someone explained to you what's happening?
Happening. Will happen. May happen. Has happened. Always happening.
Mr. Rogan.
Captain.
Mr. Rogan, you're under the care of the state. This particular facility is owned and operated by the Ministry of Defence. There's been some changes to recent legislation, and all residents of this facility must undergo a mental and physical evaluation to ascertain whether they are still a threat to themselves and society.
Society threatens self.
I'm sorry, are you aware of your current situation? Do you know who and where you are?
Captain Tom Rogan, Royal Air Force, temporary reassignment to 85 to 87 to Psi Ops, project designated classified.
Yes, dishonourable discharge from RAF Digby in 87, and then you were quiet for a few years before being picked up in 2002. Do you recall what you did? You attempted to destroy a small private research facility, citing that it was a key part of our destruction. It is this rationale that I believe was also your logic for committing various acts of terrorism in the same period.
They never listened. Silence. Keep quiet. Shh. No visitors. Why? No visitors, no witnesses. I witnessed. No. Oh, stupid. Ridiculous. Impossible.
Okay, let's try this from the top.
It's funny, because an iceberg is smallest at the top.
But is bigger beneath the surface.
Hidden depths. Things aren't always what they appear.
And yet sometimes what you see is what you get.
Only if you see the whole thing. A cube looks like a square when you look at it from one side only. But then again, a footprint looks nothing like a shoe.
So there are more sides to this.
This is a multifaceted, multidimensional, it's like a dodecahedron on acid. It's a quantum personalities all mixed up, an enigma that solves itself by becoming a more complicated puzzle.
What are you saying?
I'm saying it's a mind fuck.
You're not taking this very seriously, are you?
Oh, come on, Doc. Where's your sense of humour?
Now is really not the time. Doc. You just called me Doc.
Well, you're a doctor, aren't you?
Who told you that?
You did. And you did. Well, you will. No. You did, but just not yet. No, that hasn't happened yet. No, this temporal relativity, it's a pain.
Temporal relativity? What has that got to do with anything?
It's all relative.
Mr. Rogan, listen to me. This is very important. You face the very real possibility of spending the rest of your natural life in a facility like this.
Natural life? That's an interesting way of putting it. Although you're more right than you know.
Mr. Rogan.
Better talk fast, Doc. My natural life is coming to an end. Time is running out.
And that's why I'm here. I'm here to help.
To what? To stop the inevitable?
It's not inevitable.
What else would you call it? Something that's already happened.
No decisions have been made, Tom, but you need to talk to me. It doesn't have to go the way you think it will.
Nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna... What, you never listened to the Beatles?
I was always more of a Bowie fan myself. Wanna hammer to break the ice. Wanna come down right.
Ashes to ashes, fun to funky. We know Major Tom's a junkie.
I can help you break the ice, Tom. So, you studied psychology at UCL?
Yeah, I wanted to be a therapist.
You wanted to help people?
Is that why you do what you do?
Why'd you join the military?
Well, I wanted to see the world, put a few miles under my belt. Besides, I'd spent all my time, all my life so far, studying, wrapped up in books, trying to make something of myself. And I never looked out the window. It was a beautiful planet, you know?
It still is.
You know, you should get out of here. Go home. Hug that lovely wife of yours. Take a trip. Life's pretty short.
And where I need to be right now, Tom.
Right now, yes. You're right.
Your record states that you were stationed in the UK. Guess that didn't provide much of that travel you were looking for.
It doesn't mean I didn't go on a trip.
Acid, Major Tom?
That was at university. It's filed under pleasure. Now, the military was more of a business trip.
Where did you go?
Not far. But it's all relative.
Riddles, Tom. Time is short.
You have no idea. Do you ever think about life after you've gone?
Tom, we can never really know how much time we have. Life is about the quality, not the quantity.
What's that, Keats?
Seneca. Well, George Harrison quoting Seneca.
Oh, you do know the Beatles.
Hidden depths.
You're going to be a good mother. It's one of the questions they asked us at the base. Part of the program.
What were you doing there?
You don't know?
The records are redacted. The best I could make out was some sort of psychological imaging.
Psychological imaging? I mean, what does that mean? Rorschach tests?
You tell me.
Well, you got the imaging part right.
Spying.
Seeing.
Seeing what?
The end. Temporal reconnaissance. Looking forward beyond the present.
Time travel.
No, that would be crazy. You can't physically move through time faster than the speed of light.
Then how can you see the future looking at the stars and reading tea leaves?
I see you've found your sense of humour.
Come on, Tom. Time is running out.
Yes, it is. We succeeded. We found a way. Not to transport you physically to the future, but to send your consciousness forward, to inhabit the body you already possess. You see, your body is the constant. It's like an antenna that's coded to you. So there are no slips, no waking up in the wrong place, no physical distortion to reality. Just the transfer of the signal from one antenna to another. Or the same antenna, but later.
What did you see?
I saw a world on fire. Plague, poverty. Corporate interests had become more powerful than governments. People were brainwashed, distracted. and the world was crumbling beneath our feet. Everyone had become apathetic. They were lost, hopeless, just sleepwalking into the abyss.
No one was doing anything.
I tried. I joined groups. There were people trying to fight back, trying to wake up the sleeping humanity, but I helped where I could. It was like trying to fight the tide.
How long were you there?
A year.
Why only a year?
Because that's when it ended.
The trip?
The world.
So you believe that you were there at the end of the world, hundreds of years from now?
Your optimism isn't a good thing. You're overconfident, like they were.
Who? People in the future?
My commanding officers. When I woke up, I was back in the base. I was debriefed. I told them everything. I warned them what was going to happen, how it would happen. And I told them that we needed to act fast.
But they didn't believe you. Can you blame them? There's no records of a debrief, nothing, just that your conduct began to deteriorate at the end of your second year at that base.
There was a debrief. Hours and hours and hours. And it was recorded. Everyone was there. High-ranking military, government personnel, they were all there. I'm not crazy! I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I know who I am. And I know what's real. It all makes sense now. And why? It's like you said, Doc. Why would they lock me up? If I'm crazy, I belong in an institution, not here in a black site. You see, I worked it out. The debrief. I was right. It knocked me for 6 at first, but I was just spewing out facts and places and names and dates and texts and moves and just trying desperately to pass on everything so that they could act on it. And then nothing. Nothing happened. They did nothing. And we just kept moving in the same direction. See, there's no profit to be made in saving the world, right?
Maybe waging a war on private and government facilities is what makes you a national security threat.
At least I did something. At least I tried. I'm not crazy. There must be signs by now. Have you taken a look outside? People starting to lose their minds, geological anomalies, war, back-to-back crises in countries all over the place. Everywhere. Those were the signs. Have you looked? Open your eyes, Doc. By the time I arrive, there'll have been years of it. Open your eyes.
Tom, isn't it possible that you had a severe mental breakdown? That the nature of military life is stressful and isolated, away from friends and family? You simply didn't have the support network that you need. Everything was just too overwhelming for you.
You never learn, do you, Sarah?
How did you know my name?
name is Captain Tom Rogan, Royal Air Force, out of RAF Digby. Where am I? And what year is this?
Well, I'm Dr. Seb. Sarah Hale.
Hidden depths? Well, you're a doctor.